Longlegs is fucking garbage. I legit just got back home from the theater from watching this, so I have a very fresh opinion of the movie, and I would like all of you to forget everything you've heard about the movie, because it is not that. I'm definitely not going to be the first person to say it, but this movie is probably the most up its own ass I've ever seen for a film. If you've been on the internet for at least the last month, you've definitely seen one or two reviews of this movie, and you definitely know that a lot of people have been praising it. And I seem to be in a good-sized minority when I say that I think this film was absolutely awful. This is an actual poster, by the way. They clarified that this movie is the #1 movie in America after Despicable Me 4, and I just find that really funny. It's hard to tell you why this movie is as bad as it is without getting into spoilers, so I'll quickly sum up why it's as bad as it is to me without giving too much away. There are some good things about the movie, don't get me wrong. The acting is really good, the premise is pretty damn good, and I really liked Nicolas Cage in this film, who I'm sure you guys know is the villain. The main thing that I really hated throughout all of it is the plot. Not the premise, the plot. And this is where I have to delve into spoilers. The premise of this movie is that there is a serial killer going around killing people named Longlegs. Cops know next to nothing about the killer besides the fact that he leaves notes at the scene of each crime that he is at that are all encrypted in a similar vein to the Zodiac Killer's messages, and he always signs his message Longlegs, which is why they call him that. A detective by the name of Lee Harper is signed on to the case, and she is sidekick, kind of. Sometimes it really just kind of depends on the scene. After looking back on it a little bit, I think it was intended to be like a Sixth Sense movie autism of some variety, because she's also really antisocial, but that doesn't make it any better. It still sucks. And this leads into one of my biggest problems with this movie. Little to nothing is ever explained. And I'm not talking, you have to see the deep meaning behind anything. This is not the next Hereditary. Do not let the trailers fool you. And that's one thing I really don't like about this movie. There isn't really a theme that holds it all together besides evil, the devil wins, fucking ooga booga.
Nope, not getting out of this chair.
After watching a couple of deep dive videos, I've come to the conclusion that some people believe it's about the relationship one has with their parents. That's supposed to be the meaning. Someone could maybe say family is what, holds this movie together. And to that I say, go fuck yourself. There are some minor themes where I could maybe say that this is about a negative relationship between a mother and daughter, but in no way does the film do anything with that that's actually comprehensive or even good. For those of you who have not seen the movie yet, I'm going to break it down as comprehensively as I can for you. Lee's mother is a huge player in this movie, because back when Longlegs first started killing back in the 1970s, they almost got killed themselves, Lee and her mom. However, Lee's mom said to Longlegs, hey, don't kill my daughter and I if I work for you and do the devil's deeds. And Longlegs is like, sure. Why not? So one could argue Lee's mother is helping her daughter because she saved her back in the day or something like that. I don't know. There is so little to actually understand in this movie once you start thinking about it. Another thing that I don't know that really pissed me off when I watched this movie is the strange fixation on the number 14. Longlegs only kills families who have a child that was born on the 14th of a month. I didn't know, so I googled it, and Google said, the devil. That's why. It has strange devil connections. Fucking kill yourself. That's what you should just say from now on if you have questions about why this movie does things that it does. The devil did it. That's why. And that answer fucking sucks. It's not because of the relationship between the mom and the detective. It's not because of the relationship between the detective and Longlegs. It's just cause fucking Satan. Like I said before, the movie raises a lot of questions just for the sake of being artsy and, trying to be like Hereditary kind of was. I keep saying that movie because it's the closest example I can think to a niche movie that has a lot of symbolism in it. And you can tell this movie tried to have that. This movie tried to have similar symbolic meanings behind a lot of the imagery, behind a lot of the messages here. But at the end of the day, it can all just be summed up to Satan. Satan wanted to do it. It really pisses me off because, in my opinion, what was a very cool premise, what could have been something that was really intriguing and interesting and even terrifying, you know, it could have been a scary movie. It was ruined because, you know, they wanted you to look through the deeper lines to where he makes the dolls. You know, the dolls he makes in the movie, yeah, those are like sold for the devil to live in. And I don't have much else I think I can say about the movie. It's just a bunch of incohesive garbage that I think is just there so people can like look through the deep lore of it. And as someone who is a fan of doing that with movies, I like a bunch of movies where there's a lot of subtle themes in it. You know, this movie was not that. It was shit. But in the same vein of that movie, let me play you guys an outro that makes little to no sense. And if you find yourself asking why, the devil, I don't fuck.
By my sin, I'm feeling bloody like